everyone, welcome to Photoplay's YouTube channel and welcome to Tuesdays with Tina. My name is Tina Smith and today I'm excited to share with you not a birthday card. We're going to be making two Dad's Day cards that could be used for Father's Day using the Birthday Bash 12 by 12 collection pack. So we are going to kind of switch things up and turn a birthday collection into some Father's Day cards. I thought it would be a great way to stretch your supplies a little bit. I'm also going to be using the Coordinating My Colors Variety cardstock. This is again the Birthday Bash. I'm going to create some card bases with the Daffodil 12 by 12 paper. This cardstock is nice weight and it has some embossed polka dots on it. I'll show you it in just a minute, but we'll be making card bases with this. So we're going to make some quick and easy Father's Day cards using a birthday collection. So let's jump in and pick out some pattern papers. I went ahead and created two card bases using the My Colors Variety Birthday Bash cardstock, and you can see the embossed detail on here. So you don't need an embossing folder because Photoplay paper does it for you. Now if you want to stretch these, what you can do is trim down these into A2 panels and place them on your card bases. So today we're going to make two landscape style cards, and I have some pattern papers here. We're going to be using the Looking Good pattern paper. This has shirts, ties, socks, belts, and on the reverse side you have some tone on tone dark blue cardstock. We're going to be using this. We're also going to be using Age to Perfection. The reverse side has this pattern we're going to be using also. Kind of like a woven pattern. We're going to be using King of the Party. Now the reverse side of King of the Party are cut aparts. This is the reverse side, you can see here. The only thing that I'm going to be using in here is I'm going to use my paper trimmer and I'm going to trim out to one of the best guys I know. Not the happy birthday, but we're going to trim this out into a strip here. And then I'm also going to be using the scrap pieces from that. It's the reverse side of this. Okay? We're also going to be using You're a Classic. I love this plaid print. The reverse side has happy birthdays on it. We're not going to use that. But isn't that a beautiful plaid? So 4 pieces of paper we're going to be using. I'm going to trim them down to size and we're going to jump in with our first card. We have our plaid paper. This measures 3 3/4 inches tall by 5 inches wide. Okay, and then we have the same 3 3/4 inches tall piece of that green cardstock. The reverse side had that cut apart on there. This is a 2-inch wide strip. We're going to go ahead and adhere this. We're going to add glue behind here and we're going to tack this all the way over to the right side. Once we have this tacked down, I'm going to bring in a corner rounder and I'm going to round all 4 corners on this panel. We have this pattern paper. This is a 1 1/4 inch wide strip by 3 3/4 inches tall. We're going to add this over the seam here, and I'm just going to use my glue for this also. We'll go ahead and place this. Now I also had some leftover cardstock from when I created my card bases, so I just trimmed down a 3/4 inch wide strip, and we're going to go ahead and adhere this over the middle of this woven pattern paper. We'll just place this right down the middle. Once this is tacked down, I'm going to flip this panel over and we're going to put foam tape behind it, and I'm going to tack this down to the front of my card base. And we'll just place this on our card base here. Now I think this card base, you know, the front of it, let me show you, the front has those polka dots, but the inside is smooth and it's light enough to where you don't need to put a piece of paper to write your message. But if you can't, if you want to add a little bit of interest and put a piece of white cardstock in there to write your message, you could very well do that too. I have 2 1/2 inch strips of the dark blue paper. The reverse side had the belt and tennis shoes and a shirt. What I'm going to do is fishtail both ends Okay, and then I'm going to use a little dot of glue right in the center, and we're going to basically crisscross them. So we have an X shape. I'm going to add a little bit of glue just in the middle, and I'm going to tack this down at an angle. Okay, this is a sticker from our sticker sheet. It says celebrate King for a day. I thought that could be good for Father's Day too. So what we're going to do, I popped it up with foam tape, and then I used some powder to remove the tackiness so it's not a sticker no more. We're going to go ahead and place this right in the center of those banners. I have some silver confetti here. What I like to do is place them first, and then I'll commit with the glue. We'll just add a little bit of glue to secure those silver pieces down. And then lastly, we're going to bring in some glaze, and just to add a little more dimension and shine to our sticker, I'm going to go over the King for a Day with my glaze. I'm going to go over the crown too. When this dries, it's going on a little cloudy, but when it dries, it'll dry clear, and it will give me a little bit of dimension. And that will finish off my first quick card that could be used for Father's Day. We're going to jump into our next card. For my next card, we're going to use strips of paper here. And I have, this is a 1.5 inch strip of the blue paper. And I also have some white cardstock. What we're going to do is do a little bit of layering here. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue at the very top here. And then I have a strip of the green paper. We're going to add this. Wonderful. And I have it a little long. We're going to trim it when we're all done. Okay, then I have this pattern paper. We're going to add this to the green. And then I have some white cardstock. I'm going to add a thin bead of glue at the very bottom, and then I'm going to tack this down, and we'll tack this between the green pattern paper and that woven one. And I'm just going to make sure that it's nice and centered. Okay, let's bring in the paper trimmer. And we're going to trim the left and the right, evening it up. And I'm going to take a little bit of the white off the very top. I just maybe want a little bit of that white showing. Now I'm going to take our striped paper, and we're going to adhere this to the very bottom of our card base, leaving a little bit of that yellow border. We'll go ahead and tack this down. I'm going to bring in my corner rounder and round this corner over here. And then we have the letters from Happy Birthday. Let me show you. For my card today, we're using both the A's and the P's from Happy Birthday. But to make this more general Father's Day, you could actually use dude too. So your greeting will say, dude, to one of the best guys I know. That's an option also. Okay, let's go ahead. I went ahead and removed the tackiness and put some foam tape behind each of my letters. And we're going to adhere them just above our pattern paper. Okay, I think that looks great on its own, but I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to bring back our pattern paper. Let me show you which one. And I'm going to use my scissors. Okay, I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm going to cut out a shirt, the socks, and let's go the tie also. I'm going to do that twice. One of them will have the circle, but one of them will just be the clothing item. So I have 3 circles cut out, and then I have the clothing item that matches cut out also. Now, I fussy cut these out, and there are some white lines. To clean up those white lines, I'm going to use a dark ink. This is an oxide ink here. And then I'm going to go over the edges of all of my fussy cut elements. What this does is just take away those white edges and gives it a definite, more finished look. And I want to do it to these pieces too. To me, this is faster. If you don't have a dark ink or an oxide ink, what you could do is use a black marker and go along the edges also. And that's all there is to that. Okay, now I'm going to take these and using a little bit of glue, we're going to add these right next to our greeting. Okay, I think that looks wonderful. Now I'm going to take these pieces that I popped up with foam tape and we're going to put them in the same exact spot of those circles that we cut out of our pattern paper. This is going to give us some dimension and a 3D look. I just love that. We're going to bring back some of our silver confetti and we'll add a little bit of shine to our card. And then to bring in a little bit of dimension to the shirt here, I'm going to add some of my liquid pearls to the buttons. And that will finish that card. So 2 quick and easy cards using a birthday collection that you could use for Father's Day. Kind of go through your letters and your sticker sheets and see what you can spell. Maybe you can customize a birthday card or a Father's Day card. I hope you enjoyed my project today. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.